Hello, all my December daily friends. It is Kay, and I'm back with day 15 and 16 of my December daily. These are pretty easy ones, not quick. At least 15 was not quick. So I think all of us can relate to having 45 million thousand bajillion sticker phrase sticker. Wait, hold on. Phrase stickers laying around. There we go. um, and a while back ago, I'm not sure exactly when. I don't know if it was. I can't remember. I looked it up because I did go off of hers. But Allie did a phrase sticker tag. I believe that Crystal and Unate did it this year also. And a couple. I never did do it though. And so this year I was like, you know what? I have like 6 sticker sheets that I've had for at least 2 to 3 years, and it's time to get rid of them. One of them, also one of the red ones, I believe, was a lot of phrases that I just wouldn't use in December daily also, and that is primarily what I did go through and look for when I was picking them off, because I was a little selective. I tried not to be too much, but I was a little bit, as quickly as I could possibly be, so that it didn't take as long as it did, but it still did. I highly underestimate. I think I watched an almost an hour show doing this. Obviously, I'm not going to make you guys watch all of that. I did speed this up quite significantly. I think like 350 times, and then cut down a lot of the footage. I think I actually at one point shut the camera off and continued to do it. And mainly, I think it probably took a little bit longer also because I was like interchanging colors to try and make it, a little bit more pretty to the eye, I guess. I don't know. And then, of course, like I said, I was also trying to pick stickers that I just wouldn't use. Like that first sticker I pulled out of there, I think it said like independent. Maybe it was the gray stickers that just didn't have a ton. And again, I don't know when these were from. I just keep them all together in my December daily kits that I put together at the end of the year. I generally don't bring these into my stash for every day because I also have 45,000 sheets of those for every day. So it felt good though. And at first I was almost hesitant about it because I felt like I was gonna, once I started doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is kind of taking a little long. Like I thought I was gonna go through a lot more stickers than I ended up. I still have a lot of these left over, guys. Like honestly, I thought I was gonna go through a lot more. Maybe if I would have done like less sheets, I probably like less colors, maybe I wouldn't have went through so many, but I think like one of the red sheets barely even got anything taken off of it because I had 2 red sheets. But, I'm pretty happy. I love the way it turned out. I love that it used my stash because if you haven't gotten it, I know I said this a lot last year that I was trying to do a stash, purge or smash my stash type thing. There we go. I told you I wouldn't make you watch all of that. I didn't last year. I used a lot of digitals, and this year, though I am using a lot of digitals, I really am trying to get my stash out of here. So second thing is I hope that the sound is sounding a little bit better. I do know there was a couple of people that were like, what is that ticking sound? I'm so sorry. In the middle of one of my videos last week, my video or my mic just died. I don't know. Like I haven't even had it that long. I don't know what happened. And yeah, it just stopped. Like it was responding to the computer, but it stopped recording my voice. So I was doing it on my webcam microphone, and that was pretty sensitive. And I think every time I moved it, it was clicking or something. So. All right, so I am going around the edges and just obviously taking off all of those. If you don't have yourself a good pair of non-stick scissors, like me, get yourself some, especially for like this, because I'm definitely, my next order I put in, they're already in my cart, because I stopped so many times to unstick, and I'm constantly doing this with things. So I believe Simon Says Stamps has like stick scissors. So I'm going to get a pair of those. But I was also doing this because there was several holes around the edges that needed to be filled in, and I did use those scraps to fill in those holes. You'll kind of see me go through and pick things like that one to just fill in some holes and make everything look pretty. So the next step of this is to make a 3x4 pocket protector type thing. And what I did is go through some pocket protectors that I don't use. I generally do not use the ones that have a 2 3x4s and a 4x6. Sometimes I do, but I have so many of them. So I warmed up my fuse tool. As you can see now, I've pulled that out, and I fused together the top portion of that. Actually, it looks like I cut that out. I thought I left that in here. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think we've all seen the fuse protector tool used, and just cut off one of those to use here. But I'm constantly just making these because I do this quite often where I use 3x4 pockets. So this story though is talking about the unseasonably warm December that we have, which is kind of ironic as I'm sitting here and we are at like -10 real feel, I think like only a couple degrees Fahrenheit. It's frigid this week. My furnace it kicks off for about 5 minutes and comes right back on, and I'm so scared for my consumer's power bill. So yeah, and that this day, it was 53 degrees, and we had several 53-degree days, that week. And we had a beautiful sunset. And as you can see there, not a ounce of snow in sight, which was sad that we didn't get our white Christmas. We actually got snow 1 week to the day before Christmas. It melted very quickly though. And then we literally got snow 1 week after Christmas to the day, pretty much. So we were like, what is Michigan trying to do to us? But yeah, unfortunately, my kids were quite sad that we didn't have a white Christmas this year, but we have plenty of it now. We didn't actually get as much as like Buffalo. Buffalo is like getting pounded with snow, and they can keep all that because I don't need that. I am putting a label tab here, or tab holder, whatever you want to call it, so that people do know to pull that out and that there is a story on the back. And I just printed off a news story that explained that we did have one of the warmest Decembers, I believe, in record. I can't remember exactly how many in record history or something like that. So yeah, just a real quick news story about that. And of course the weather app screenshot, and then the picture of the sunset. I then coupled that with a journaling card from my stash and a little tag from my stash. This wasn't quite working out how I had planned because the tag obviously wasn't letting the journaling card go all the way through. So we had to take that apart. And then I just put another phrase sticker on that because I had put a hole in it for the tag. Whoops. And didn't think that went through, but that's okay. It's no big deal. Actually, think I used, no, just this journaling. I was going to say, I think I used, sorry, this is off screen. Sometimes I do just get into crafting mode and don't think about it. Use one of those stars for a place for my numbers. Again, small numbers. I do have a few projects coming that have bigger numbers though. So it's coming. As I sit today, I am through day 20. So excited. I have 5 more days to go. I did think I was going to get it done this weekend, and day 19 was a doozy. So it took me a little bit longer, but I'm also in a space where I'm too far into the album to put it into 2 albums, but I still have too much to go to not put it into 2 albums. So we're going to have to see about that and how that goes. I'm not quite sure. But I have decided next year that I am going back into the 10x8 album. So spoiler. Sorry guys, I went off screen there a bit. I didn't realize I did that. I was obviously shuffling through phrase stickers and pulling out this little heart from L's Studio. I also have 45,000 of these. I could probably make a whole tag out of those too. I went nuts one year buying every color that LE Studio put out. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling on here, talking about just the warm weather and how, the boys have been sad and, that sad, but, and how it did affect a lot of the adults' Christmas spirit, I think. Like, I know that Southerners are probably like, what? But for us, I mean, if we're not getting that snow, I mean, people don't love snow around here. But at Christmas time, they tolerate it. And then after Christmas, they're like, okay, it can go. We don't need it anymore. And the fact that we did not get our first real good snowstorm until like January 11th, I think, or something it was like that, was nuts. So other than on Halloween, we had a huge snowstorm on Halloween. Not huge, I shouldn't say huge, but we had a good snowstorm on Halloween. But yeah, so just a little bit about that. And then I'm just going to tuck that tag in there. Yeah, it's just like a little placeholder, just to decorate. And that's that. So then the 16th comes around, and what I have there is a story. Oh, I am going to pick ribbon. Now, why I did this, I'm sorry, hold on, back up. Why I did this, I'm not quite sure. I knew there has to be something going on to the back of this, so why I thread it through and stapled it is beyond my wildest dreams, but I did do that. I also do remember that my husband was around at this point, so I was probably talking to him, which is why a lot of this is off screen, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going to thread it through, and I also struggled to thread it through. I should have known, you don't need to do all that, but whatever. Just chose some black and white with a red ribbon also. Yeah, don't staple. You're about to take that out. So anyways, a couple days later, I end up doing day 16 because I had done several days in a row up until this point. So this was the end. I'm kind of doing 3-4 days in a row right now. But love how that turned out, and it's a perfect little story. So, all right, so moving on to day 16. Day 16 was actually my dad's Christmas party, in which we did not take I didn't really take any pictures. I was sad, and then I had realized that we hadn't taken a picture in our Christmas sweaters for that year, so I made the boys do that as soon as we got home, except for my phone was acting up and getting really weird colors. As you can see, this picture is horrible. But down the line, it's one of the only pictures I do have of all of us. We didn't even take a great family picture. We didn't take a family picture on Christmas at all. Slipping this year. Absolutely slipping. I have a few others from events, but slipping. I do have pictures of the boys in front of the tree, but nothing family related, unfortunately. So I was like, whatever, we're going to print this. I know it's horrible. I don't love it, but the puppy was perfect. And I was like, you know what? I have all of this vellum or transparency paper that needs to be used. I bought this again in 2021, I think. And so I was like, let's use this, just cover it so that, it's there, but not there. And so I'm going through all this paper. And because I have decided I am going to do my 8x10 album next year, I decided I wasn't going to cut that paper down. I don't know. I probably could have, but I had so many other transparencies that I don't need to cut those papers down. And here I am just shuffling. I just left this part in to show you that I don't make decisions easily. So I also have a bunch of 8x8s, which obviously don't reach the end of an or 8.25. I am going to end up using one of those though. I was very close to using that, but I didn't feel like it covered it enough. As you can see, it stayed on my table for a minute. So much, right? I have so many. Here I am just shuffling through all of my stash. And that is going to be the winner. So I think I end up going through a couple other ones, but it like covered it enough to where like it covered up the bad picture. And then a good pop of red to kind of go. Yeah, it was a whole thing. But then I was like, but it doesn't reach the bottom. Well, you're going to see that I fixed that problem with a little bit of pom-pom. And that is an easy way to fix, when it doesn't reach the end. So, I keep on coming back to this one, obviously. But yeah, so there's that red again. I'm like, nope, we like that. We like it. At first I was like, ooh, does it hurt my eyes? I don't know. But yeah, so, and then I'm trying to figure out what I've been struggling this year because I haven't been putting like titles on anything. Has anybody else like noticed that I haven't really like titled my pages like I normally do? I don't know, like I feel like at this point almost like we know what we're doing in the I don't know. I really don't know. I've been struggling with that. Like at this point I was gonna put like first family photo, but like does that need to be said? I didn't think that it did. I have journaling on this page. Now if maybe it's not like journaling, seeing like day 15 has no title. It doesn't need a title. I don't know. I feel like I've been like neglecting titles. Should I go back and title things? Here I am, overthinking everything. Everything's great, Karen. This album is fine. We don't need a million titles. I was going to use that star trim. If you love that trim, don't worry. It comes back here in a couple of days. I end up finally using it. But nope, we are going to reach for some pom-pom. I did think that I had some white pom. I don't know. I swear if I go back in my other albums, I have white pom. I don't know where it is. Or maybe I used it all. Or maybe it's in like my Halloween stack. I don't know. Anyways, a little bit of red line tape just to hold it there so that I can send it through the sewing machine. This is a little bit tough to send through the sewing machine, at least in my non-experienced way of using this sewing machine, because it gets caught a little bit. But it goes through. I think I had to like lift the little bobbin or whatever. Again, one day I need to clean this sewing machine, right? I keep on forgetting. I'm like, and then I put it up here and I'm like, it is so dirty. But yeah, we shove it through pretty much. I think what I do is just like lift. Yeah, there I am holding it up just a little bit so that it can go through real quick. And then it's nice and secure because I have, done pom-pom in the past with just red line tape, and I will just say in my experience it does not stay. So if you have a sewing machine, definitely use that. If you don't have a sewing machine, maybe liquid glue will work better than some red line tape. Maybe. All right, so we used my crocodile to punch that hole because obviously a regular hole punch is not going to go through transparency. Now we need to pick our number. And I got these from Ellie's Studio. I'm trying to think if they've made their appearance already yet. I can't remember. But I was just trying to find a placeholder. I didn't want to just stick down the 16. And yeah, using these little circles, again, out of my stash. A little bit of red line tape, which it looks like I need some more of. And sticking that down, and it was perfect. I didn't try to overthink it. Look at me. Well, I was trying to overthink it. I was going to put it on the edge, but I was like, nope, we're just going to put it right there in the middle and call it good. And I was pretty happy with it. Now, what I shouldn't have done was when I stuck them together. And you might be thinking like, oh, are you going to punch holes in this? Like, how is it going to flip? And I think here Oh, I think I'm just looking at the 16. Like, do I want to add anything? I can't remember. But I was like, oh, crud. I forgot that I was going to die cut out some tab holders for this so that it can go into my album. Oh, no, I wanted to embellish just a little bit more. I forgot about that. Love this. Don't love the picture, but love, the moment. Love the memory. Picture is not the greatest, but the lighting in my living room is absolutely atrocious. So, all right, so here I am now trying to figure out what I was going to do. I was going to have to pull it back up, and I think, thankfully, I don't think that I had put the I had not put the adhesive too close to the edge anyway, so it was pretty easy. I think I had to pull up just a little bit, but that's the name of my life, is pulling up pictures that I've put together that I shouldn't have already done that. But this is a die from Ellie Studio. Ellie Studio has one of these. Studio Calico, I believe, has some of the, I mean, a lot of people have these. So, and this is literally just tabs so that you can insert things into your album. And I'm just going to have to pull out the album here so that I can measure where these need to go. And that way it can all be pulled up. And that's pretty much as easy as that's going to get, except for you're going to see, why am I doing it on that side, Karen? Why are you doing it on the 16 side? Yep. I do it on the wrong side and have to pull everything back out and do it on the other side. I figure it out as soon as I go to put it in the album. But yeah, I just put a little strip of glue in here, put them down, and then try and make sure that they're sticking out the same on each side. And usually it's easy as pie like that. So, and like I said, I didn't obviously put the adhesive that close to the edge, so I could jam them in there a little bit. Here we go. I'm going to be like, oh, no, that's 16, not 15. I did it on the wrong side. Here I am, and I'm like, ugh, pull them out into the other side. 2023's December daily is the December daily of doing everything wrong, pretty much. I swear on every page I've made a mistake this year. I have no idea why. No idea why. I mean, just silly mistakes too. So, all right, guys, that will wrap that up. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you've made it this far, I would love for you to put a 16 in the comments below, just so I can see everybody that makes it to the end. It's so fun to go back and see. And it looks like I will be posting these videos until the end of January, as I took a poll that everybody's still loving to watch them. So I will be obliged to give you more. So we'll see how far we get. I will talk to you guys soon. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.